Oh crap, I already have 11 people. Hello everyone. Let me get the live chat mode up. There we go. Hello everyone. Welcome to the 11th Skyfall Blind Dreamer live streaming Q&A. The irony here is that when I first started it showed 11 viewers. So I find that awesome. Let's see if we can break that peak concurrence. My peak concurrence so far was like 12. I want to break that today. That would be awesome. Hello everyone. Mike Flap, Darian, Lizoy, Just Philip, hello. Uegami, hello. Daijun, temporarily muted, hello. Liam Chu, Julika, du- Duet Liquor, whatever. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Most of you guys know the ground rules. You've been here before. For those of you who have not, the chat does have slow mode, and that's from my screen reader because of the difficulty I have with reading through just a ton of messages at once. Basically, the way this goes is this is a lucid dreaming Q&A. Your questions about lucid dreamings will get answers from me, yours truly. That is what I do every single week. Let me go ahead and put my phone on airplane mode. I don't need any phone calls. There we go. Awesome, everyone. Thank you very much for showing up today. I really appreciate it. Let's see what we've got today. Hello. You did Dijon, Dijon. I did SSLD and almost got a lucid dream. Okay, congratulations. It's something that you would repeat, I guess, and keep practicing with it. You almost got a lucid dream. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Did you get hypnagogia? Did you have like just a really vivid dream? You mind going into a little detail, maybe saying what the results were there? Also, the more you practice, the more consistent you are, generally, the better you will do. So that is a good thing there. Well, faults unfiled. I can't believe I even said that word on a live stream. All right. And if that doesn't express what I think about it, basically it's YouTube misinfo and just not recommended. And there's a lot of stuff like that that's just, usually presented really horribly, bad way to do wild, doesn't actually teach you the fundamentals of how wild works. Yeah, do not recommend at all. 0 out of 10 unfiled. I can't believe I said that word twice on a live stream. Oh, you didn't wake up to your alarm. You woke up later, I guess naturally. You couldn't fall asleep after doing SSLD. Oh, okay, I got you. All right. Well, I guess in that case, more practice might be in order. I'm not sure how long it normally takes you to fall asleep. I'm part of the light sleeper gang, so it takes me a while to fall asleep, and I wake up really easily, so it's always something to consider. Almighty Cheeto, welcome. Help us get that peak concurrence over 13, everybody. 5 Puff, good day to you. Hey, I hope this worked out for some of the Aussies timing wise, and the Europeans as well. That's what I'm hoping for today. Darian, you got a lucid nightmare. I just got a lucid nightmare, and now that I think about it, I shouldn't have woke up. Yeah, waking up. I could usually call that like kind of like the noob thing to do, because usually if you're not experienced or you don't really have an idea of what you want to do, and you think, oh, I just want to wake up, and then you wake up and it's like missed opportunity, because you could. You understanding that your dreams are controlled by your schema, your strong associations, and your emotions, and sort of the way you interpret things. That's how your dreams are controlled. That's how reality and dreams works. So yes, understanding that, being able to weaponize that, you can control your emotions, you can control what the experience is, you can make it less scary, you can make it more entertaining, you can give yourself a happy ending, you can do a lot of things. Dark Jokey _ Dark Jokey. Okay. Tonight I'm gonna retry wild. But when I wake up to use the technique, I'm usually really tired and I fall asleep. You said focus. You don't focus on the anchor, you passively pay attention to it as you fall asleep. For example, focusing, let's use the example of this live stream right now. Hopefully you guys are focusing on the live stream. That is, you're actually paying attention, you're not just noticing that the live stream is going on while you're in the background while you're doing something else, but you're actually focusing on what I'm saying. You're interpreting the words. That's not what you want for a wild anchor. For a wild anchor, it would be like if you had the stream on in the background and you're doing something else. That something else in this case be falling asleep, and you're just noticing that it's there without actually focusing on it. That's kind of what wild is. What you do for wild. Always when child SSLD, always I have trouble falling asleep again. How long has this been going on? Dute lecture. I really don't know how to pronounce that. Dute lecture. I don't know. But you always have trouble falling asleep again. How long does it take you to fall asleep after you're doing SSLD? Is it like 10 minutes? Is it 30 minutes? Is it an hour? How long does it generally take you? Because the time differential is important to note. Dijon, how do you get sleep paralysis? Be genetically prone to it. You're either genetically prone to getting sleep paralysis or you're not. If you're not genetically prone to it, then you're not likely to get it. It's not a very common experience. So it's not even something it's not something that lucid dreaming causes. It's not something to even worry about. And it's not a really common experience. Supernova, there's a name I can pronounce. Hello. Hello, Supernova. You had a dream last night. You said you understood it was a dream and controlled stuff. 5 puff. That's called a lucid dream. That's not called a semi-lucid dream. You said the same time. That makes no sense. You said you understood you were dreaming. You knew you were dreaming and controlled stuff. Yeah, I call that a lucid dream. Maybe you just didn't remember everything well or remember things really well. But yeah, I call that a lucid dream. You just may not have been thinking too much about it. Hey, Lebec. Glad you migrated over from DJ Stream to mine. Hello there. Hope you're doing well today. Like Flap. Unfortunately, I suddenly lost my ability to dream recall. Well, that really sucks. Sometimes these things fluctuate. I can tell from experience with myself and as well as some friends of mine. Things that can influence your dream recall. Changing sleep schedule, stress, the amount of things going on in your life can influence it. If you're stressed out or anxious over something, that can influence it. Also, consistency in practice can influence it. If you're not practicing recall for a while, yeah, that'll affect it. But what all are you doing for recall, like Flap? There are. Let's just go over the 4 things you can do for recall, and you usually do them in this order during practice. Though the first one is not something you will really be able to do until you actually have a dream journal. But when you have a dream journal and you start putting dreams in it, on your nightly recall practice, it goes something like this: review your dreams before bed. And usually would be like while doing this, while you're reviewing, looking for dreams, you would set intention, you decide that you're going to remember your dreams. All right, those are 2 things. Every time you wake up, you do what's called dream delving. That's where you think about, okay, what was I just last doing? What was I last dreaming? You start with that. And you go into like, what was I last doing? Thinking, feeling, hearing, seeing, etc. Engage your senses, your thoughts, your emotions, okay? What emotional state was I just having? And if you can if you can get an actual dream scene, if you get an actual scene, think backwards. Okay, what was I doing before that? What was I doing before that? What was I doing before that? Etc. Etc. Until you've gotten as much as you can. If you get random thoughts, try to think about, okay, what does this mean, or what kind of thing could this mean? And then if you get random ideas, think, okay, I could have been dreaming about this and this, and try to think about it and see if you can get anything else. Once you've gotten whatever you can get, then you note it down somewhere, you journal it. That's the last thing you do. Dijon, you're focusing on my movement. Okay, sorry. I will say, as a blind person, I'm not a very visual person, so I really don't take into account what other people see me do. Which reminds me, I probably am just going to do this for a little bit. There we go. You guys aren't actually looking at me. You're looking at something else. You feel like you're in a lucid dream, Darian. Yeah, but when I'm in a lucid dream, I feel like I don't have much time and I rush things. Classic anxiety. I have been there. Darian, I had a basically an epidemic of my own in 2021 with just getting 30-second lucids in the beginning of the year and late 2020. I started out getting short ones and I internalized it to where I ended up getting a lot of really short 30-second lucids. That led to exactly what you're just talking about with dream control, being so frantic, like I didn't have much time, trying to do as much as I can. And that is resulted in anxiety of expecting things not to work properly and causing issues like that. And expecting the dream to end is actually one of the things that causes dreams to end. So yes, getting into that anxiety and schematic issue there, I dealt with that for months. Not sorry to hear you're dealing with that, but yeah, just understand your dreams will either end naturally or they end if you expect them to. So don't expect them to. And your emotions do have a lot to do with that. How you feel in that moment has a lot to do with whether or not you're going to succeed. If you feel like anxious, like what you're trying to do isn't going to work, then you're likely going to just fail it. For example, when I flew last night, I had some good examples of both positive and negative in terms of results based on emotion and expectation, because that's how things in dreams work. So I'm trying to remember exactly what setting I was in. I was in some weird place, and then I walked outside thinking this was like a game, but then it was like walking in some real place, and there was some weird other stuff going on. But anyway, there's some dream character there, and I realized I was dreaming. And that guy and I decided we'd jump in the air and start flying. So I grabbed onto him, jumped in the air, and started flying up. And I thought about, okay, initially the wind wasn't blowing, so I was like, okay, let's get the wind blowing a bit. I was like, I've had trouble doing successful loop to loops, doing flip loops in the air. And so we actually did one, and that was awesome, and it worked perfectly. And then I decided to like let go for a bit and then try to fly myself. And then I got into the anxiety aspect of going, oh my god, whenever I'm flying by myself, I've like lost sensation and had issues flying. So then I dropped. I started dropping down a bit, and then I recovered my emotions, and that recovered my flying, and I was able to level off. And then I decided I wanted to hook up back with that person, and so I managed to fly towards them and eventually physically like connect, to actually grab onto their back. And then the dream ended a little bit after that, but I was flying with the dream character. It was really fun. Hey, we're back. Do I think SSLD is a good technique? I have heard good things about it. Yes, it does things for like awareness and different things that can make you more aware in dreams. So I'd say yes, it's a good one. It's not one I personally do, but just because I personally don't do it doesn't mean it's not a good technique. So I'd say yeah, it's a good one. Oh my goodness, yeah, Dude Ledger, half an hour to an hour. Oh my god, and are you talking about after you've done the technique? After you've done the technique, you're just laying down trying to go back to sleep, and it takes you half an hour to an hour for a wake back to bed. That's terrible. My wake back to like my normal fall asleep time is like 40 minutes, and then my wake back to bed fall asleep time is like anywhere from 15 to 30 sometimes. But yeah, that's pretty bad. If you're getting that level of consistency in terms of just not being able to fall asleep, maybe you want to possibly consider doing something else. I'm not really sure. I don't know what you mean by like dialed at the end there, but mixing wild and SSLD, if you generally wouldn't do different things. Like if you're doing SSLD, you wouldn't then switch and do a wild anchor. If you're doing SSLD, it can become a wild. It could be a wild anchor, doing the cycles as a wild anchor. You can do that, but you wouldn't like do SSLD. Then after you do SSLD, switch and do a wild anchor. After you do SSLD, the goal after that is generally just to try to fall asleep, just naturally fall asleep as quickly as possible, and maintain that state of awareness that you're sort of developing. But SSLD can be wild. It can be a wild anchor, but you wouldn't necessarily like mix things together. Dude, like, sure. Which techniques would I recommend you? Well, I'm a big fan of mild. It's something I do a lot. If you're having trouble paying attention to things and then falling asleep, you're already having that trouble with SSLD. I don't know if wild would work well for you just because of that issue with paying attention to falling asleep. Um, Honestly, I'm not really sure what your issue is falling asleep wise. I don't know if it's a medical thing because, like, you could have some sort of medical thing that's causing you to have that trouble. I don't know if you might be waking up too late in the night. I don't know how many hours you're waking up for your wake back to bed. You might want to wake up earlier if you're taking that long to fall asleep. That is something also to consider. So I'm not really too sure, but you possibly try milding. Again, not sure about wild because you have to maintain that awareness as you fall asleep. Um, but something to consider. I would consider first maybe messing around with your wake back to bed time. Don't do the same time. Try to wake up earlier when you're more tired. 5 puff, it's just a bit confusing since it didn't feel at all like a Lucids I've had. 5 puff, I've had 474 Lucids, and I can tell you that they don't all feel the same. Some of them feel like really, really vivid and clear and focused, and some of them feel like, well, I knew I was dreaming for like 10 seconds or 20 seconds and then forgot. Well, it still counts. I still got lucid. I just didn't do anything with it. Like it really varies, honestly. So yeah, I wouldn't discount that just because it wasn't as vivid or clear or detailed as other lucids you've had. That's still a Lucid 5 buff. Congrats. I know you've been trying to get one for a while. Chimpinment. Yeah, you came in on your other channel. Hey, DJ. Chimpertainment. You came in on your other channel. Hope you're doing well. Guys, that's DJ Dreams. Those of you who watched his stream would know him. Oh, crap. Are we at 14? Oh, it shows me back at 11. But if we reach 14, that's legit. That is legit, guys. 14. I think we dropped back to 11, but 14, guys, that's legit. That would be breaking. I wanted to break my peak endurance for a while. Hey, Lizoy. Can you do lucid dreams without any specific technique if you're a natural? If you're a natural, you would already know that you're a natural because you would be getting regular enough lucid dreams without doing anything. For the rest of us plebs who aren't able to get lucid dreams without doing techniques, you do need to practice. Lucid dreaming is a skill, okay? You don't just go, well, honey, can you go to the store? When you're at the store there, you get some ice cream, get some ham, and can you pick up a couple of lucid dreams while you're out? That's not how lucid dreaming works. Lucid dreaming is a skill. You practice it. You don't go up to the basketball coach and go, hey coach, I'm really, really sorry. I know I skipped practice the past like 3 weeks, but I'm still really like perfect at this. I don't need to practice. It's not like I'm going to learn or benefit anything or improve by practicing. So why don't you let me start tonight? And with those rather ridiculous and obviously hyperbolized examples out of the way, lucid dreaming is a skill. It is something that you train and develop. It is something you learn how to do, just like playing a sport or a musical instrument or singing or anything like that. And some people are naturally better than others at it. Some people are just going to naturally be able to sing well. Some people are just naturally built well for sports or take to them really easily. And then some people naturally lucid dream. Okay? There is nothing wrong with that. We are all different. We all develop skills at a different rate. So just because someone is better than you at a skill or someone isn't better than you at a skill doesn't make that person better or worse than you. It just makes you different. It just means you are develop at a different rate than somebody else, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. So yes, for most people, you do need to use techniques to lucid dream because techniques are skill training. You're training yourself to do a certain thing. Just like if you do vocal exercises when you're singing, or you do scales and exercises on an instrument to learn how to play it. You do the same thing with lucid dreaming. You're developing fundamentals. You're developing a skill. So it's a very important thing to do. My pleasure, like Flap. Leback just answering my own question. They're answering way before I did. You guys might notice I'm probably behind a bit. And if I am, I apologize. This is my screen meter. You're planning to make new PR about thief life, hand-to-hand flights, etc. I don't know what you're talking about there. That sounds fun, Leback, honestly. What's a good wild anchor? Supernova. Anything you can hear or feel. People use fans. If there's a natural sound in your room, the feeling of your sheets. I like mental anchors as well. So visualization of dream scenes. Some people actually visualize doing an activity like walking or swimming, and you have that sort of like repetitive motion feeling, and you sort of like have the imagination movement of you're imagining yourself swimming or walking or doing something, and and the way that kind of works is like it's immersive enough that it distracts you while also keeping you aware, which is actually what you really want for wild. Like a wild anchor, when you're anchoring with wild, you don't want to be too aware. You want to be aware enough that you are lucid, but if you're too aware, you won't actually fall asleep. And a good way to not be too aware is to be distracted at the same time. So having an anchor, that's why auditory hypnagogia, if I ever get auditory hypnagogia, I have like a 90% chance at a successful wild after that, because not only am I able to use that as an anchor, but I'm also able to control it. And I also, it also distracts me at the same time. I can pay attention to what's being said, as well as like just noticing that it's there, and it just sort of distracts me, but while also keeping me aware, and then allows me to fall asleep without anticipating the transition, which is really nice. You wake up, sure. Wake up around 4:30. I don't know what time you normally wake up for the day, but if you're talking about your wake back to bed, I don't know if you wake up at like 6 or 7. you might want to move that back an hour, say 3:30 or 3 even. You move that back, a little bit. Change the timing. See if that helps you. Is being very active during the day good for lucid dreaming? I've heard good things about that. I've heard good things about it. It makes you more tired, and you probably and it's healthy in general. I'm pretty, I'm overweight myself, so I'm not the most healthy out there. But yeah, being active during the day, just being active during the day is healthy. So yeah, if it's healthy for your body, it's healthy for your sleep, it's healthy for your dreams, and it's something that's good. Blob Blobfun85. How good of recall do you need to lucid dream? At least 1 to 2 dreams minimum per night. 3 or more is highly recommended. We have several things you can do for recall. Of course, reviewing your dreams before bed, setting intentions to remember your dreams, delving when you wake up, and journaling your dreams. There's a really good recall guide from the Lucidity Institute. That was a group started by Dr. LaBerge, who wrote Exploring the Role of Lucid Dreaming, as well as some other PhDs. And they actually had a good dream recall guide. I found it by accident. I was not actually like searching for it. I just found it by accident and ended up reading it and was like, this is a very good recall guide. And I got Thunder to put it up in the Lucid FAQ channel. So if you're on Dream Cafe, go over to the Lucid FAQ channel and look at that guide from Lucid Institute. It's a very good recall guide. It covers the bases well. 14, awesome. Hold on, I think this is a Russian name. Amirkan Urakanov. Amirkan Urakanov. Hello, Amirkan Urakanov. Sorry if I butcher your name. But hello and welcome. All right, so Dootlicher. All right, well then there's the key. Don't stand. You don't need to get out of bed for wake back to bed. In fact, if you have trouble falling asleep after getting up and doing something, don't get up and do something. Stay in bed. Yeah, don't. So here's my advice, Dootlicher. Then don't actually get up. Stay in bed, and just do the cycles immediately and fall back asleep. All right, so that's exactly what you should do. Do exactly that. You wake up and fall back asleep. Which wake up, do the cycles, fall back asleep. Don't get out of bed. If you're a light sleeper like me, or if you're somebody who, if you get up for a little bit, you have trouble falling back asleep, don't get up. That's the solution. In fact, if I get up at all out of bed, I wake naturally 6 times per night, and I only ever generally get out of bed once during that time, and that's if I need to use the restroom. Otherwise, I do not. Yeah, more equals better. 5 5. That's right. 14. That's awesome. Lizoy. 2 double lucid dreams with a side fries and extra cheese. Awesome. Now I know where 15. That's awesome. Yeah. That's a lucid 5 puff. That's a lucid. That's awesome, man. Does my family know I lucid dream? Yes, because I don't stop talking about it incessantly. Do they lucid dream? No, because they don't give a crap, and they don't really care. They don't really see the idea as appealing. My dad didn't even think it was possible when I first told him, and then I started telling him how it actually works. In my own experience, I had 11 by the time I decided to actually tell him, and I've gotten him to accept that I know more about it than he does because I had studied it for about a month by that point, so I'd become well versed enough in it to actually start telling people about it. So in terms of practicing techniques and methods and getting more understanding, and I've gotten him to accept that I know more about it, and that it is something that I actually do. And yeah, my family accepts that I do that. My family knows. I'm 25 though, so I can sort of make my own decisions what I do with my time anyway. But yeah, no one in my family lucid dreams. I wish somebody else did because I would love to teach my family how to do it. But no takers. I've tried. No takers. I am going though to a conference where I expect there to be a lot of lucid dreamers in July. So International Dream Conference. I really hope there's somebody on one of my flights that's also going to this conference. So the likelihood of them sitting next to me is like nil, but it would be hilarious, honestly. 16 Lian Ju. Oh my goodness. All right, just Philip. If I make a horror game about lucid dreaming, but it's actually accurate, encourages people, how do you prevent a certain subset of the population from thinking that lucid dreaming is scary, despite that not being in the message? Answer, you don't, because that particular type of person is going to think that regardless of what you tell them, unless it's like spelled out for them in like neon letters on the title of the game. Like if the game was named Lucid Dreaming is Not Scary and the whole premise was about combating fear in your lucid dreams, I don't know. But like, wait, no, making a horror game just by that nature. Same with the horror movie. All right, so I'll give you an example, Philip. Okay, so there is a movie, excuse me, the movie, um, called The Commuter. It came out in I believe 2017 or 2018. It was a Liam Neeson movie, and it involved a terrorist plot on a commuter train in New York City. Now, this was not a horror movie, but this is a movie that involved, bad things happening to a commuter train. The commuter line in the movie was called Hudson North, but I actually heard the announcements and things on the train. They actually made a bunch of fake stops, but they had some real ones too, including Tarrytown, which is a real stop. That's on Metro North's Hudson line in New York City. And there's a very good reason that the Metro North Hudson line was not mentioned by name in the movie, because it was a movie about a commuter train that ultimately crashes and gets destroyed because of terrorists. So yes, the average person who could watch that movie would know that this is not an indictment on Metro North for safety. It's a movie about terror, like terror attacks and schemes and scheming with the government, things like that. It's not a movie that accurately reflects Metro North. But you're going to have someone who looks at that movie, and if you actually had Metro North in it, they would not look favorably on the commuter rail network. There's a reason that real companies aren't used a lot of the times in movies like that, because it can have a negative association with their product. So just by the fact that it's a horror game on its face means that you can give someone that negative association with lucid dreaming. I would recommend doing mild doulature. Mild is a big one that I'm a fan of. Really enjoy doing mild. So would recommend giving that a try. It's really fun. So yeah. But yeah, I would recommend doing mild. Mild is really awesome. Big fan of it myself. I hope you've read some of the mild guides. If you have any questions about how mild works, it's the thing with mild is you can also do it before bed. So you do it before bed, and you do it when you wake up. There's no need to get out of bed for it either. Also, there's no need to get out of bed for any of them, to be honest with you. And so, but if you're actually having trouble doing SSLD like consistently, not just the falling asleep part, but the actual doing of the technique, yeah, mild is a fun one to do. Involves dream recall though. It can even help with dream recall at times. I would recommend you're getting some decent recall, at least 1 to 2 dreams a night, though 3 or more is highly recommended. And checking out the mild guides. If you have any questions, this is the place. How can you make your lucid dream longer, Darian? Like not thinking about the dream's gonna end. Yeah, that is one thing you do. Not thinking about the dream ending, not expecting the dream to end, because that's one of the things that can make it shorter. And so just, all you're really doing is DJ would say, if he's still watching, get lucid earlier. That's what he would say. He said that about 5-6 times in the last stream, I believe. I did hear him say that several times. Getting lucid earlier, getting lucid earlier, getting lucid earlier, getting lucid earlier. And okay, I think I'm about caught up. Anyway, jokes aside, basically in the dream, just pay attention to what you're doing. Just you pay attention to what you're doing. Know that the dream, the dream can't end unless it's like just naturally time for it to end, or if you're expecting it to. And also know that even if you do wake up, you can use DEILD if you wake up naturally, and it's basically as you're waking up, then you can just do DEILD and try to get back into it anyway. And so there are things you can do with that. But yeah, waking up, also your emotions have a role to play in that. If you're anxious, if you're afraid, if you're nervous, frantic, stressed out, that can have sort of that kind of maladaptive impact on your dreams as well. Also, though, the opposite is true. If you're excited, or if you're confident, if you're elated about what you're doing, that can make you more confident in what you're actually doing and lead to more successful results as well. And your dreams, that's what you're describing, Five Puff. Let me read this first sentence here. In the dream, I was creating things like, and there will be this, And then over here is this. That's called decision control. You're deciding where something is going to be, and by the fact that you decided that, it became true. That's called decision control. You're deciding something is going to be, and that makes that something exist. I have done that before. It's awesome. Maybe how it felt, but I don't know how you're defining awareness, but mine just felt differently. But I'd say that's lucid. I mean, Amir Khan Unrakanov. Don't really think he's asked a question yet. You have a almighty Cheeto. At first, when I believed a ton of misinfo, I wanted to LD but was scared. My dad was the one who told me to do it. Almighty Cheeto, props. You've got an awesome dad. That's legit. STK, hello and welcome to the 11th Q&A. Also, Skyfall is one word, not two, by the way. STK, you're on me now? That's awesome, bro. I wish I was. I've been going at this for a while. I wish I was Omni. Omni's awesome, bro. You want a sugar on my Cheeto? I want a sugar glider dream guide that speaks to me through telepathy. No idea what that is except for speaking through telepathy. I know exactly what that is. Honestly, Dulature, consistency and consistent results are like, honestly, when we're talking about even better results, I've been milding now basically for 528 days and 527 nights. Technically 527 nights. I am minus just like a couple of weeks where I didn't actually know what mild was, but I've been practicing consistently for 528 days and 527 nights. Most of that I've been milding every single day. Reason for that, it's awesome. It's something that Sensei recommends. If you find something that works, spam it. You don't want to change things up. You can experiment with things. It's cool to experiment with stuff. You don't want to just like change up the fundamentals of what you're doing if you find something that actually works for you. So that's something to keep in mind when you do actually find a technique that starts getting you consistently lucid. Finding out how you can get better over time through practice versus trying to change things up more is kind of what I'd recommend. It just kind of came with, no definitive I'm dreaming moment. Just kind of came with. I've had some dreams like that, Five Puff, and I've behaved lucidly, and I consider those lucid. I've had dreams like that. STK, hey. Lol, Cheeto. Frogo, it's going well. Thank you very much. Longer time never seen because, well, I'm blind. Anyway, hey, Frogo, hope you're doing well. Supernova, how do you get on the lucid? Consistent practice. Anywhere from weeks to months to years. Really depends on the person. SDK seems to have gotten it more quickly. I've been practicing for over 18 months and haven't gotten it, so it depends. I think 18 months. Let's see. Computer, what is 528 days in months?
528 days is 17 months and 11 days.
17 months and 11 days, so not 18 months just yet, but getting close. Do I do mild in the middle of the night? Yeah, I do actually. I'll wake up and I'll mild. Excuse me, in the middle of the night. Yes, I actually do. Most of my streams are 2 a.m. for you. What time is it for you now, Frogo? Because this is 4 o'clock in the afternoon for me. Seems to be a good time for some of the Aussies to get on. It used to be 3 o'clock, but then daylight savings moved ahead, and then my 3 o'clock became their 6. My 3 o'clock was their 7 o'clock, and then 6 a.m. and it was terrible. So I moved up to 4. Crazy. 4 months to get Omni SDK. Oh my god. I wish I got Omni in 4 months. Where would I be now? Thank you, Five Puff. Shame you retracted that message. Thank you, though. 10:34 p.m. for good. Yeah, I'm glad we got some of the Europeans on here. Computer time.
It's 4:35 p.m. Hope you're having a great weekend.
So yeah, I got some people from Central Eastern Europe on here. That's awesome. You have been on this for 4 weeks now, Supernova. What are you doing practice-wise, if I may ask you? Thank you, Five Puff. Thank you for that. Yeah, it is progress. Remember what DJ said. I don't know if you were on his stream, but what he said. And this is something I am fully in support of. Don't look at the negatives. Okay, your lucids are only 10 seconds. You're getting more lucids though. And it's keep in mind one thing that is a critical mistake that I made when I was like trying to count like how long my lucids are. Instead of measuring the entire dream, I was only measuring the parts where I got lucid. And that actually skewed my timing downward from where it should have been. So instead of saying like my first lucid, for example, instead of being 1 second, if I count the entire dream, it's probably a minute and a half. My second lucid, instead of being 2 minutes, it's probably more like 7. But because I sort of like downgraded the timing, then I started expecting to get shorter lucids, and the dreams themselves are actually getting shorter as a result. So your lucid, the amount of time for how long your lucid dreams are, isn't just how long of the dream you're lucid, but how long is the dream itself. You generally try to measure the entire dream, not just the part of it that you're lucid. That is one thing to consider, Five, and that can actually lead to you getting not only longer dreams, but also getting longer lucidity time in the dreams themselves. STK, 9 p.m. Central Europe, all the way. I got a friend who was just in Normandy for he was in UK and France for 13 days, including travel days. And he was in Normandy for most of that. Switzerland, Jutlicker, awesome. Your almighty Cheeto, thank you. This time works really well for me too. Supernova, you're doing SSLD. You got any results yet? Bulgaria, awesome. Liam Chu, this is an interesting question. Is there a good way to practice lucidity in a lucid dream? Like practicing getting lucid? You could, but I would say it'd be more like, practicing. You could actually do that. You could recognizing that you're dreaming in a lucid dream. I've actually never done that before. That could actually be kind of funny. I'll have to ask Sensei if he's ever done that before, because it sounds like it could actually be fun and funny. But you could also practice remembering that you're lucid. You could practice doing that in a lucid dream. You're not spamming chat, Fergo. I have a slow mode for a reason. You're fine, bro. Yeah, Five Puff, you're right. He's not spamming. And guys, I'm officially caught up. Wow. We're down to 10 people, but I think we're at 14 likes. It's awesome. But yeah, it took me close to 40 minutes to catch up, which is a great thing. That means we've had a really productive Q&A tonight. That's amazing. I'm really, really grateful for all you guys showing up. This is awesome. RIP. Yeah, I do think we broke peak concurrence today, though, which is awesome. I didn't actually get to witness it on my own counter, but I know we started with 11 people. So we've had a really good run today, and I really appreciate you guys for showing up for the Q&A. Remember, Q&As are driven by the audience. I do this as audience-focused content because the goal is for me to interact with my audience in a way like this that is beneficial to everyone. And it's for people who are on both the OmniLucid and Dream Cafe Discords, as well as any of my YouTube audience who just happens to stop by, and people who may actually end up joining the Discords as a result. It's a way to reach out to people, and it involves the community. In fact, if I feel like if I'm not involving the community, then I'm not doing my job. I'm here to teach. That's what I'm here for. 17 likes now. Do I play chess? No, I have dabbled in it a couple times, but no, I did not actually play. Liam Chu ran out of questions, then that means I've done my job. If you have run out of questions, I have done my job. You got 2 lucids. It's really fun. Yes, Supernova, it is really, really, really fun. Not really. Also, I don't know if the sites that you guys might play on are even accessible. So I don't know. I don't think I'd really want to try that, because it only works if what I was doing it on is actually blind accessible, and I don't think those sites are. Please get a reminder, people. Thank you, Five Puff. I really appreciate viewers like you who come on and ask questions and participate. I really appreciate you guys. So thanks, Five Puff. Have I had lucid dreams with unique music occurring? Yes. I think I had one where I was trying to play a song called Route 64, which is a parody on the road Route 66, which I think there is actually a song, Route 66. And I think I've done some other things with dreams where there's music that wasn't like a not actual song playing. And I've had a few of those. And I've also done things like I went to a Jeff Dunham show in the Marriott Marquis Hotel in New York, New York, and got lucid in that. And then started controlling Ahmed the Dead Terrorist, which is really funny. How do I get more? Because for some reason I don't see I'm dreaming anymore. All right, are you setting so hold on, let's walk through. So are you practicing first off supernova, you're practicing every night? Second, how is your dream recall? How many dreams per night are you remembering? Third, do you do anything else like setting intentions or anything to remember your dreams or to recognize that you're dreaming, to lucid dream or anything like that? So let's just go through a few things and talk about like what you're actually doing. Also, you can actually do mild before bed and then do SSLD during the night. That is a legitimate practice. So that is something you can also do. You forget your dreams. Yeah, a lot of people do. Dude liquor, I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night too often. Would it be okay to do this like 2 times a week? Scared of getting a sleep cycle and not being able to fall asleep again or something. Lucid dreaming practice, though, really is supposed to be consistent. If you're only practicing 2 times a week, then that means you're not practicing 5 times a week. And that means you're not practicing very consistently at all, which is not good for results. So when we say practicing consistently for a month, we mean like every day for a month. Now, if you're only practicing 2 times a week, you probably have to practice like that for 7 months or 6 months to get the same results. I don't even know if you could because you're only intermittently practicing. It's just like me when I tried learning piano. The only day I would ever practice is the day that I had lessons, and I got really bad as a result. It took me a lot longer to actually learn things because I never practiced. So yeah, consistent practice really important. Again, I would recommend maybe doing like mild and stuff. And yeah, it's really simple. Once you get the hang of it, it's not that hard. We would recommend reading the guides on it. I'm not sure if you've ever done mild before. It's really fun though. We recommend consistently practicing though, like every day. What games have I tried that I'm blind friendly? I play some MUDs. I play one called Phoenix Rising. There are also audio games that I've played from a couple of sites that are designed for the blind. A couple of MUDs I play are made. I'm not on them right now, but I seasonally jump on and off of them. They're made blind by blind people for blind people. A couple of them, and those are really fun. And then I also, let's see, what else do I do? The Star Trek I'm on has like 3 or 4 different blind players, and that's really fun. So yeah. Yes, 1 to 2 dreams. No, not really. I'm not sure what the no, not really is referring to, but you're not really practicing. Is it like consistently every night? If you're not practicing every night, then that would definitely explain, the issue. Or is it like setting tensions or anything before bed? We recommend practicing every day. I would recommend doing mild before bed and setting intentions like that. That can help. And I don't really deal with Tulpa stuff. STK is not really my thing. Datic, what can I do to extend my dream length? One, don't expect to wake up. 2, practice, because as a beginner, it's a tendency to get lucid more towards the end of a dream. But the more you practice, the more likely you are to get lucid earlier in the dream, and that just extends how long you're actually lucid for. How and why did I start lucid dreaming? Well, 2020, as everyone knows, to say that it was a dumpster fire is an insult to all self-respecting dumpster fires out there in the world today. 2020 was the worst year of my life since I was born in 1996. Worst year of my life, 2020. Well, October rolls around. It's my birthday month, by the way. October. And I'm taking some classes that are online, and I'm really stressed out about it. And I've also been in therapy for a couple of years because of anxiety issues. And October 15th rolls around. And I had heard once about lucid dreaming and just like heard about it on YouTube. And I found something by like the infographic show By the way, his description of it was not very good. And then I found Explore Lucid Dreaming, and just like anyone who doesn't actually know jack crap about the topic they're studying, I believed him because he presents well. And definitely I learned all the misinformation and all the incorrect stuff, just like everybody else. That's how I started. Want to see how bad I was when I first started? All you need to do is look at my message history from October of 2021. It will look like a lot of yours from the first time you joined the server, except worse because I was doing it for several weeks, not for just a couple of days. So the Dream Guides, when I joined Dream Cafe, in fact, it's one of the first things I did. October 17th, I also bought Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming, the only thing I've ever spent money on for Lucid Dreaming, only because I need to get the book in an accessible format, and iBooks had it, so I bought it. I usually get books for free, but my sources where I normally do that didn't have that book. And so I get Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming by Dr. Stephen LaBerge, start reading it. And a couple weeks later, I've been reading it, and I'm going through like, hey, what I've been reading here contradicts what I've been told. What's the correct way to do this? And I'm asking people on Dream Cafe, and no one can answer. All right, that's because the Dream Guides on here all followed the YouTube stuff and didn't actually know what mouth was. That's what got me started. And then I ran into Sensei. Guys, if you run into Sensei, he's awesome. Listen to what he has to say. Listening to him saved my lucid dreaming career in terms of like my journey. He started sending me guides and resources that I could actually use and learn from. And talking to him was able to help me learn quite a lot. Ended up in DMs. Our DMs go back a long time to October 2020. And I learned a lot from him. And that's how I actually started to learn lucid dreaming correctly. When I first started practicing October 15th, and I've logged the days and nights since. I keep a mental calculator, I keep a mental clock in my head, and I'm going to keep counting until I can't count anymore. I love lucid dreaming. I recommend it to everybody. It's become my passion. It's become my life's passion. I have never been so strong about a hobby or a passion as I have been about lucid dreaming. It's something that has actually changed my life. I now look at my dreams in a way I never used to. They're now something for me to really enjoy, a sort of a break from life as well a little bit, but also just something for me to explore, to enjoy, and to have fun, to look forward to what I might possibly end up doing the next day. I've always saw my dreams as adventures to enjoy and thought about, wow, I'd love to have this particular dream again. And now with lucid dreaming, my recall went from like one dream every day or two, which is, for some people, they think that's good recall, to I've had more than 8 in a night before. It's fundamentally changed my outlook on dreams, and it's really helped me emotionally in life too. I feel like it's helped with some of my anxiety issues as well, lucid dreaming. But teaching it to other people become a passion of mine. That's why you see me every day on Discord. It is my life's passion right now, and will be for a long time. You think it's okay when not training at the weekend? Well, I'd say, do literature that the more you practice, the better your results are going to be. If you want to actually get results, then you're going to actually practice. Hey, Jakova. Oh, you're not sure if you have 3 lucids. Well, you may have. We'll have to discuss this later. But oh my God, it's okay that you're late. I'm not done yet. I'll probably be running for at least another 10 minutes. Jakova, I think I broke my peak concurrence. Someone said we had up to 15 people on at one point. So that's amazing. Anyway, nice to see you. I know that my stream timing for this particular time breaks Australia because of the time zone over there. I understand that daylight savings time really ruins talking to Australians. I apologize, but I figured that it would be better to do something in the afternoon than something at night like I did last week, because that really hurt a lot of people, because especially I did it on a Sunday and the people were in school. I decided to go for the afternoon instead. There's currently an argument about ELD and Dream Cafe. Shaking my head. They better be. Let's just put it this way: they're probably thankful that one of the admins who moderates the Lucid Dreaming channel the most when he's around is streaming. It's okay, STK. It's awesome. I didn't know. Well, I didn't know how to dream recall when I started, but yeah, I just wanted to explain how I got started with Lucid Dreaming. This is a passion of mine. To say it's epic, true. If the stuff on YouTube is wrong, how would you do mild? Learn it correctly. We have, what is it? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but 3, 4, 5 mild guides in Dream Cafe by different people. I actually wrote one of them, one of the more recommended ones I actually wrote. Also, if you want the OG, the original source, Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming by Dr. Stephen LaBerge and Reingold, 1990, Chapter 3, Waking Up in the Dream World, you will find it in there as well, the original method. And then you can look at our guides and see how ours differ from the original. But yes, mild is about setting intention and associating your intention to your dreams. And you do this by, you decide you're going to recognize that you're dreaming. That's your intention. You decide you're going to do that. You imagine a dream that you've had before, and you go through that dream and pick out anything that's out of place. Pick out anything that doesn't make sense in any way. Those are dream signs. Pick out anything out of place. And each time you pick out something out of place, you remind yourself of your decision to recognize that you're dreaming. And then once you've done that, you pick any point in the dream and you do what I call rescripting it. You decide that you decide that you know you're dreaming, that you recognize that you are dreaming. You actually go through that imagination of recognizing that you're in a dream, and then doing whatever you want to do in a lucid dream, and you repeat that process for about 15 to 20 minutes or so. Now, one of the cool things you can do with Magic, a few of them, is the whole rescripting aspect. If there are aspects of your dreams that you don't that you want to improve, like say vividness or clarity, or maybe you're dreaming in third person but you want to be in first person, you can just imagine all of your dreams that you recall, but put yourself in first person or make them more vivid or clear. Like you can do that with mild, and mild is awesome. We had 16 people, Liam. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to look at my statistics and I'm done with this. Hashtag screw daylights. I have your daylight savings time. Screw daylight savings. That's hilarious, bro. Also, 19 likes. Thank you. Yeah, I'll fall like 20 minutes on. Yeah, I ignore Discord when I'm streaming. That's the thing. And if Fruits is there, that's good. She's a good mediator. I'll go there after I'm done streaming. I'll go there and get involved after I'm done streaming. But you guys know that when I'm streaming, you guys are my priority. I don't go look at other things when I'm streaming. That's just rude. 20, awesome. Thanks, man. You are okay. Description does have Discord links. That is correct. I put the Dream Cafe and OmniLucid Discord server links in every single video description. That is the vanity links. That is there for everyone. Finding them is very easy. Lol, controls. You copied and pasted is what you're saying, Frigga. In fact, speaking of the actual server FAQ, Fruits and I, a couple weeks ago, we actually went through and edited the whole thing because I've learned a lot since February of 2021 when we originally edited it and stuff. So then we went back in and changed it to get rid of most of the misinformation that we could find and make it more accurate. And so we actually went through and edited that. My camera did not fall. I leaned my laptop. It's a webcam. I leaned it back so you wouldn't actually be seeing really me much. You know what, do mild? Not sure. Have you ever considered Supernova doing mild before bed? To help with your, help with intentions and things like that. This sounds kind of hilarious. Where did I find the guides exactly? Well, if you're on the Dream Cafe Discord server, which I believe was pointed out in the link, you go onto that server once you're verified with the rules and you select one of the colored rules and you're able to start talking. Go into the intro channel. It is the intro channel section. It is that section with the bell. Open that section up and go down the channel list. You will see the channel called Lucid-FAQ. Open up that channel and there are several messages in that channel. Those messages have either basic beginner information or links to beginner resources and technique guides. They are available for everyone's use. Thank you for listening to the Skyfall Blind Dreamer Lucid FAQ Tutorial Podcast. There, that's my sports announcer voice, everybody. Do I get Brickman 26 Levi? That question makes no sense. What you just said. I love getting lucid, and it has nothing to do with being able to see. I'm blind. I have light perception, and I can't see much even in lucids. The most I ever see in lucids is just vague images. That doesn't excite me though, right? I don't get some people are just really obsessed with being able to see for some reason. Yeah, after the stream, bro. We'll chat after the stream after the dust kind of settles. Gamer6, hello. Hi there. When I lucid dream, I have the expectation in the back of my mind that I'll wake up at some point. So now the dream will begin to fade away, even though I'm not actually waking up. Solution. In fact, if you're expecting to wake up, that's one of the things that actually causes you to wake up. The solution is to not expect to wake up. Don't even think about it. Like, just not expect that to happen at all. So that's actually an issue. Like, if you expect to wake up, then that actually causes you to wake up. So the solution is to start retraining yourself. And it's kind of what we call like the maladaptive schema thing that DJ was talking about earlier today. You want to train yourself so that you're not actually actively expecting to wake up. Jazz House, you're new. Hello, welcome. Hope you're doing well. My pleasure. Lecture, whatever your name is. That's German, I expect, because you're in Switzerland. Hello, Jazz House. I'm doing quite well. I'm just answering folks' lucid dreaming questions for a little bit longer. I have no idea where. Brickman 26 Levi, I have no idea where you're going here. Razfizz, hello. I think you're new here. Welcome. What's the best food I've tasted in the stream? Well, I've had some garlic bread before. I think I've had pizza, barbecue chips. I'm sure I've had chocolate of some kind. I'm not sure, honestly. I've had some decent ones. I don't eat a lot in my dreams, or my lucid ones particularly. Cement, that's hilarious. Well, I've actually caught up on the chat. This is awesome. We're still at 11 with almost an hour. The peak concurrence on this video is wild. This is awesome. This is like the best stream I have done. I think this is the best stream I have done. And we're still going strong at almost an hour. You guys want to keep going for a little longer? Or do you guys have any more lucid dreaming questions you'd like to have answered anytime in the next 10, 15 minutes or so? 12 watchers now. Oh, nice. Now mine is showing 10. 23 likes, though. 23 likes. I don't think I've had that many likes at a stream when I've just been streaming. Help. STK. I have no idea where you're going with that, STK, but we're just going to ignore that message. It's EU time. Let's keep going. Yeah. Oh, if you guys have questions, I'm glad to keep going. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you came and chatted. Came and listened, Rasmus. But yeah, if you don't ask questions, then I don't know who's who, sort of who's there. But yeah, that's why you're new to me, because I think this is the first time you're asked questions. Yeah, this is a purely no NSFW stream or content, period, STK. So we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there at all. I have not actually shapeshifted into a animal or creature to lucid dream. I think I tried once, actually, and my body was starting to shift into something, and I hit the ground and like roll or something, and then I think had a false awakening or woke up afterwards. This was, I want to say, a week and a half ago. Why aren't more people into lucid dreaming? It's so cool. And it's free. Yeah, exactly. Why aren't more people into it? This is awesome, guys. Lucid dreaming is amazing. I'd love to get more people into it. I feel like your LD rate has fallen off a cliff. Well, Brickman26 Levi, what all do you do for lucid dreaming? What do you do for practices? How is your dream recall? How many dreams on average do you remember each night? And what all do you do for dream recall? Let's start there. Yeah, thank you, Five Puff. I really appreciate you showing up and watching. It's the views help. By the way, guys, this is also my celebrating 300 subscribers stream because I checked my channel today and noticed that I have officially 300 subs now. It was like 300 exactly when I checked. So I'm sitting on 300, guys. It's been a long road to 300. The irony is I think I got my first like 50 subs when my first video went live. And now that was like within a couple of days. And then, 5 months later, I'm sitting on 300. 300 subscribers. Think about that. 300. There's 300 people who have actually decided this is worth watching. That's awesome, considering I don't talk to that many on a daily basis. It's amazing. Really appreciate it, guys. Lucid nightmares don't have to be hell, STK. I mean, if you're lucid, that's kind of the point. For me, a lucid nightmare is kind of an anathema for me personally, because on one hand, you have a nightmare, something that is so scary because you're afraid, and fear makes makes scary things happen, but that you actually think is happening to you. And on the other side, you have being lucid, knowing you're in a dream, knowing that you're safe, and knowing that nothing can hurt you. And just like knowing you're in a dream, and then like on top of that, lucidity is just knowing you're in a dream. But like part of that is knowing that nothing can actually hurt you physically. So you have safety. So for me, lucidity I've always associated with safety. I consider a lucid nightmare as kind of an anathema. I can create, suspenseful or even scary type things in dreams on purpose, but it would not go to the level of a nightmare. The closest I generally get is a suspense thriller. Bohan or Bojan Rakik. Oh, wish you the best of luck. If you have any questions about any lucid dreaming techniques or lucid dreaming in general, please let me know. Also, if someone wants to repost this link over in Dream Cafe to see if anyone else wants to jump in for a little bit, let them know I'm still going. False awakenings aren't pain, huh? Hey, Floopy. Lidding is awesome. When you tell someone, oh my god, Frogo. They wonder what drugs you're on. And are you crazy, LMAO? When my mom learned about it, she thought it was some sort of drug organization. Oh my god, what drugs is your mother on? Oh, Frogo. Your mother's like, oh my goodness. Like my parents weren't that crazy. It's nice. I have parents who aren't that crazy. They're crazy in different ways, but they're not that crazy. Well, thanks, Floopy. You do, my guy. Every night you say you remember most dreams. Are you saying you remember like 3 to 5-ish dreams every night? When will you have lucid dreams and don't feel like normal dreams? Well, you can increase vividity in the lucid dreams themselves. Like you can actually increase vividness in those dreams themselves. You can make things come into sharper focus or change perspective or do really almost anything. Gamer 6, it depends on the person, okay? Perspective and schema are really important here for that, okay? So if you illustrate the exact same perspective that I have. If you're in a nightmare, like if something scary is happening and you get lucid, that goes away. Why? Because it's a dream, and then that gives you power over it, and you can control your emotions and control it. So yeah, the fear goes away what you know in your dream. Yeah, that is a schematic thing. That's a schema thing. So yes, that they can happen to some people, but it's all based on your schema. It's all based on your emotions and your schema. Well, thanks, Five for sharing that. Nightmares, in your experience, have been good for lucids because you think it's really obvious. I don't really get nightmares personally. So you have problems with finding dream signs. Actually, do lecture, post a dream that you've had on here. Post it in here. And if I can't find at least 5 dream signs, there's either not enough detail or it was a really, really, really short dream. Five Puff, I'm pretty sure I could find dream signs in your dreams too. Your mom lucid dreams now, LMAO. Fergo, that's hilarious. You convinced your mother. I wish I'd get my parents to lucid dream, but my parents are too old, honestly. I think my dad's memory just sucks anyway. I don't think he would do well at it because his short-term memory is absolute crap, and he has some trouble with intentions for that reason as well. Cool, Rickman26. This has been an awesome stream, guys. Okay, that's fine. You can translate it from Deutsch. Translation from Deutsch into English. Virgo, you're cool. 27 people have visited. Yes, 5 Puff. This is awesome. Dreams, well, duh, Boja and Reki. Dream signs are just they're not visual. That's the point. They're not visual. A dream sign, here's the definition of a dream sign. It's anything anomalous, unusual, abnormal, or out of place in any way, shape, or form. Just being in a specific location for a specific reason can be a dream sign. Let's see. Gotta go back a few nights. Yesterday's lucid dream. One that I remember. Let's see. I was running. Well, I was actually yesterday. I had two. I was running commands on a computer. I'd gotten Lucid on there, and then I turned my. I tried to teleport and couldn't, but then I turned my closet into an elevator. So those are all dream signs. I was doing some weird stuff. There were some that were more travel related. There were some really good ones from a few days ago. I actually need to go back and revisit. But basically, dream sign can be anything that's out of place in any way. My phone not being in its normal position on the nightstand can be a dream sign. My dad being awake 3 hours earlier than normal could be a dream sign. Even things I'm actually doing in real life, getting up early in the morning to go to the airport. I don't normally do that. That's a dream sign. You know? Let's see. Visiting a place I wouldn't normally go to would be a dream sign. Eating something I wouldn't normally eat would be a dream sign. Let's see. Physics breaking. You can have something as fun as an electric train running in a swimming pool because water and electrical equipment go really, really well together. Not to mention, I was swimming in the pool, and you have to climb up. To climb out of the pool, you have to climb over the tracks for the train, which, by the way, would have the third rail and electrocute you. So yeah, you have electric trains running in a swimming pool, and you're not dying, and the train's not broken. That's a dream sign. I think that's fair. I'd say that's a dream sign. Lots of dream signs. Being in the congressional office buildings, but they're not the layout they're supposed to have. That's a dream sign. Dream signs can be anything. That's the point. Anything out of place in any way at all. Ever. Boyan Rakic. Boyan Rakic. Thank you, Boyan Rakic. News read a boy named Jesus returning a wallet without taking any money from it. Boyan Rakic. Nice. So one of the nights where you're centimeters away from getting up, you had 2 short lucids that night that boosted you back up to maximum motivation. Great. That's good to hear, 5 Puff. That's awesome. You did a successful mild. How do you do a successful mild in 30 seconds, Boyan Rakic? Mild is like a 15-20 minute process, but even with a short dream, it would still be a longer process than 30 seconds. How do you do a successful mild in 30 seconds? It's cool. It's cool you got a lucid dream, though. That's cool. It's really cool. I'm officially caught up on questions. Who has more questions? Anybody have more questions? Let's see. This has been an amazing stream. I really need to poll people on the server, come up with a Google form or a poll that people can take, so I can just get an idea of what time is the best for streams for people, and get as many people as I can to fill that out, and just try to determine what the best time is for a stream. So you didn't actually mild, you just set an intention, Boyan? So you just set a simple intention. You didn't actually mild. That's what you're saying. Well, I would say a successful mild is one where you actually mild correctly, even if you may not get lucid. Successful result is getting lucid. But just because you don't get lucid doesn't mean you did the technique incorrectly. It just may not have worked that night. Well, all right. Well, if you have any questions about staying focused on mild, we can discuss that later sometime, 5Buff. Jonah, you made it. You made it. You're actually 11 minutes after I would normally have ended the stream, but because we've been so busy today, Jonah, we've had a peak concurrence of like 15 or 16 people. It's absolutely crazy. We broke my peak concurrence today, Jonah. This is awesome. So yes, thank you for joining today, Jonah. This is awesome. Intending, but Boyan, I don't think you're actually doing mild. I don't think you're actually. It didn't sound like you were actually doing mild. So share that form with other streamers. Yeah, I would like to get. Actually, I'm gonna go into one of our group chats where a few of us who do this community stuff sort of coordinate with each other, because we actually do work together on things. Shh! Don't tell anybody. No. But we actually do. Like, for example, if you guys watch DJ stream, Jacover, you would have missed it. Unfortunately, he streamed a couple hours ago. Around 3 hours ago, he had some technical difficulties, but it started around 3 hours ago. He is the guy who, for anyone who is still here who visited that stream, he's the guy who edits my videos. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get one of them to make a form for everyone, and just see, not even based on one specific viewer, but just say, just have 2 questions. What time zone are you in? And then give them a list of times throughout the day in Eastern US time, and go, what time is the best time for you to watch a stream? And then we can get a time zone and get an idea. Okay, how many of our viewers are in the United States? How many of our viewers are in Europe? How many of our viewers are in Asia, Africa, the Middle East? What region of the world are you in, or what time zone are you in? And get that sort of an idea. I think we can get a gauge of where the audience is. Then that can help us determine, for all of us who stream, there are 3 of us, me, DJ, and Sensei, who stream, determine when the best target times is for an audience. Now, Sensei, he's probably going to keep doing his Tuesday at 2 o'clock thing, which is terrible for us Americans, only because he really can't do anything else. It's not his fault. He just doesn't have much other availability. But we can try to structure streams around availability for audiences, and that's, I think, a good way to get viewers. So just mild. Not sure what the question is, Frigo. I'm not sure. I do recommend mild, though. Okay. First, a road in a country that is probably in Africa. Well, if you don't regularly travel to Africa, that's dream sign number 1. Then you drove to a cliff, and your brother jumped from one and somehow survived. Okay, driving to cliffs, your brother jumping off a cliff and somehow surviving. That's dream sign number 2. All right, I found at least 2 in those 2 sentences. Actually, 1 sentence with all those commas. But yeah, at least 2 dream signs. Driving to cliffs could be a dream sign as well. You driving, if you don't normally drive places, you driving a place with your brother in the car, if that's not something you normally do, then that could be a dream sign. But yeah, being in Africa, being in a country you don't know the name of is a dream sign. Being on a continent you don't normally visit is a dream sign. Your brother jumping off a cliff at all is a dream sign. Your brother jumping off a cliff and surviving is a dream sign. Yeah, there's some dream signs there, quite a few. Thank you, 5Puff. Have a good night. Boyan Rakic, can you describe how you're actually doing mild, Boyan? Because I don't know if you actually have done mild. You keep saying you're doing mild, but can you describe how you actually do mild? Just did it clearly to remember when I wake up. That's setting an intention to wake up. That's not mild. How many of our viewers are on Earth? And do you get someone who says they're not and is like, oops. He talks for hours. He's repetitive. And since he's repetitive, he talks for hours and so much more. He talks for hours and is repetitive and he talks for hours. Did I mention that he's repetitive and he talks for hours? All right, jokes aside, Jenna, I'm glad you were able to make it. Thank you. Eden Breweder. Thank you for watching. It's a shame you didn't have anything to chat about. I think this is the first time we've talked. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you, everyone who has shown up today. Very appreciative of everyone who has shown up. I think we're down to 9 people now, so we're starting to wind down a little bit. This has been awesome. I got above 10 people for most of the stream, which rarely happens. Well, it's for mild, you decide that you're gonna recognize that you're dreaming, and then you imagine a dream that you've had before that you remember well. Then you pick out dream signs in the dream. Like you go through the dream, you pick out dream signs. There's anything I've discussed above that's out of place in any way at all. And with each dream sign, you remind yourself of your intention to recognize that you're dreaming. Once you're done with that, you pick any point in the dream and you imagine getting lucid. And you imagine that you know that you're dreaming, you recognize that you're dreaming, which is fulfilling your intention. You imagine doing things that you would do while lucid, and then you repeat the process for around 15 to 20 minutes. That's mild. Are there still some times that I join VC and Dream Cafe? There are sometimes, Fergo. I don't join VC there as often. One of the ways I do to split time between the two servers, like I'm on OmniLucid and Dream Cafe, I don't do a lot of text on OmniLucid, but what I do is I do a lot of voice on OmniLucid, and I do a lot of text on Dream Cafe, and that's sort of how I split myself in terms of timing and giving time to people. So people talk to me in voice over there, and people text with me on Dream Cafe. That's sort of how I maintain the balance in terms of being in two communities, especially because Dream Cafe text-wise is the more active community, so there's more to engage with in the chats over there. So that's kind of the reasons behind how I do that. Why? That's unfortunate, Joda. I do wish you better luck with that, and you maybe just need someone to come over there and motivate you. Third world problem. You mean Jonah? You mean first world problems, right? You said third world problems. I think you mean first world problems. You might want to correct that. My pleasure, Brilliant. Let's see what we are timing wise, guys. 1 hour and 18 minutes, just about, like within a couple seconds. Now we dropped down to 7. I've had 27 likes, almost gotten 30 likes on a live stream. That's rare for me. This is definitely the best performing live stream I have ever done. Oh my goodness, guys. Just Philip. Why are chainsaws the go-to method for fixing scheme issues? I don't know. You tell me, I guess, since you're the one who brought it up. Oh my goodness, Philip. Oh my god. Making people laugh is my job, right? That's my unpaid job. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for showing up. We got any more questions? Yeah, first world problems. Yeah, Jonah, I do wish you the best. I know it can be hard. It can be hard sometimes to like actually motivate yourself to put in the effort, but it is worth it. And I do wish you the best there. Do we have any more lucid dreaming questions? Because if we don't, I will get ready to wind down in a few minutes. If we do not, I really do want to thank everyone who has stuck through, especially those of you guys who have stuck through the whole thing. You guys are troopers, all of y'all. Appreciate it. Yeah, I love teaching people about lucid dreaming for Go. In fact, I'm going on a plane next Saturday, and if I don't immediately plug in on my phone, I'm probably going to chat with the person next to me and start teaching them about lucid dreaming. Boyan Rakic, Skyfall. How many lucids should I have to have a dream where I can clearly feel like I'm not in one. Like feel it like it's real, or not real, or I guess mean like feeling like it's real life or something. I'm not sure exactly what you're going for there, but you should be able to do that in any lucids. It's about what vividness has, it's to do with recall. How well you remember your dreams. You can also set intentions to have dreams be more vivid. If you're doing mild, for example, you can imagine your dreams with the level of vividness that you want, and then in the dreams, you can imagine them coming into sharper clarity and being more vivid as well. There are a few things you can do. All right, I'd like to thank you guys there. 5:20. Yeah, we've been doing this for an hour and 20 minutes. Goodness gracious. Recall can be problem. Can be the issue. Like how well you're remembering the dreams can be. Billion, what all do you do for your dream recall? Fergo, you misspelled the word matrix. Congratulations. It's Matrix. Oh, the internet. What I do without it. Hey, so say we all. Quote from Battlestar Galactica. But yeah, I'd love to talk about Lucid Dream with everyone too. It's just, the context is important. But I love Discord. I love being able to teach people on Discord. If I wouldn't have learned if it wasn't for Discord, being able to actually learn about it by communicating with people. But yeah, Fergo, Matrix is Matrix. The Matrix. What do I do for my recall practice? I actually don't need to do much, honestly. I do set intentions to remember my dreams every night. I will think about dreams during the day sometimes. I'll just think about some of the dreams I had because they're cool. And I'll do a little bit of delving when I wake up. I don't always need to delve when I wake up. Sometimes I do because I don't remember things as well. And then I'll delve for just a little bit. And then I actually don't record my dreams until usually later at night because I actually don't need to journal for recall. I journal for record keeping, not recall. So I do that a little bit differently because my recall has been naturally strong. I didn't have to actually train recall from nothing. I started with remembering a dream every day or two to within a couple of weeks being able to remember several a night. So I haven't really had that issue very much. Yeah, do you recommend doing that? Of course, you're reviewing your dreams before bed, setting intentions before bed, delving, and journaling. Yeah, so if you took a break, you're getting back into it. Recommend consistent practices, Billion. If you have any questions about mild, of course, we have the mild guides in the Lucid FAQ on Dream Cafe. I would recommend you check out those. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us as well. Lol. It's a 40-second cooldown, Fergo, not a 1 minute cooldown. It's because that's there to reduce spam. Otherwise, people could just be like, especially on a busier stream, people just like replying to each other back and forth. Considering that when I started the stream, it took me over 30 minutes to actually catch up with the chat. It's kind of important to keep the chat from spamming. Otherwise, people's just questions just won't get answered as easily. Well. Well, first off, Boyan Rakich, your subconscious is just you. It's literally just you, your autonomic process. It's not like your subconscious isn't an entity of itself. It's not a conscious entity. It's not a being that has thoughts and feelings of its own. It's just you. Now, the thing is, that, like people talk about, like say, oh, you can like touch the conscious and like, you can remember things you don't remember. Is like, well, the thing is though, memory works by association. So if you aren't actually able to associate the things that are associated to that specific memory, then what is more likely to happen in a dream is you're going to create a fake memory of something that you think actually happened but didn't. That's the more likely outcome. And then you wake up and you go, yeah, that didn't actually happen. That's what's more likely to happen if you try to remember something you don't know in a dream. Yeah, you already changed your name in Dream Cafe, Jenna. Everybody knows that. Cappuccino. Yeah. I don't know. I always imagine you getting swallowed by a whale though, Jenna. So like honestly, I don't know. Sleeping in the whale for about 3 days or so, going to Nineveh, preaching. There's nothing scary about your subconscious. It doesn't know everything about you. It's stuff you know it is. Your subconscious isn't a conscious entity. It's not a being. It's literally your heart beating, everything your body does on its own, and just your memories and things that you may not be accessing at that moment. Your schema is part of your subconscious. Things that your subconscious basically just means that it's not something you're observing at that moment. You can have memories right now that are subconscious. It's because you're not actively engaging with them. For example, and once you start talking about something you remember, now you're consciously engaging with it. Other than that, otherwise it would be subconscious. You're not actually engaging with it. It's beneath consciousness. That's what that means. That's what the word subconscious means. So you can have subconscious expectations. So things that you instinctively expect to happen, but you're not actively thinking about it. Instincts are subconscious. If you have an instinctive reaction, that is subconscious. Muscle memory is subconscious. But subconscious just means it's something that you're not actively thinking about. It's not an entity that is overarching control of everything in your life. It's just things that you're not actively thinking about. So we talk about the dreams being formed by your subconscious. That just means that you're not actively controlling every single aspect of a dream. Your mind just does that automatically. That's something that is beneath your notice. You're not actually controlling every aspect of it. It's not an entity that can just, it's not an entity. How do you think my life would be impacted if I could only lucid dream? I would be depressed. Honestly, it would be terrible. Lucid dreaming is amazing. I don't want to stop. He has his LD in his YouTube name. Yeah, I don't know about putting the LD in the YouTube name. I don't do that myself. 3 times in 9 months. Nah, I wouldn't do that. No. I want to hear everybody does that. I feel popular. LOL. Okay. Yeah, booyah. Yep, I have explained the subconscious now on a live stream. At least to my best ability. Now we're at 5:27, guys. I'm going to end in a couple minutes. Had another hour and a half live stream. Those are the good ones, guys. We get them going for an hour and a half. These are the good ones. So I think I am going to end in like the next 3 or so minutes. We're up to 28 likes and 7 viewers. I would be cool if we could get up to 30 likes by the end of the day. I don't think it'll happen by the end of the stream, but wow, 28. That's a good run. That's a very good run. And let's see. How could you, for example, explain how to control flying in a lucid dream? Is it hard? It's exactly as easy or hard as you expect it to be. That's the best answer. Flying works just like everything else does in a dream. It works as a combination of your strongest associations and your emotions at the time. However you expect it to happen or to be is how it happens. That's how it works. 29. Thanks, Rego. Zavol. Hello. Is SSLD good for new people? Yeah, SSLD is one of the things we recommend to people who are starting out. Yeah. Any of the methods are good for new people. Also, Zavol, we could use one more like if you haven't liked the video already. We're trying to get up to 30. Plug your channel on the internet. Let's go plug your channel on the internet. Yeah, thanks. I could totally use that. I could totally use that, Jen. I mean, I'm only at 300 subscribers. I have to get to 1,000 and 4,000 watch hours before I can start monetizing. Not that I'm in it for the money, but I do think if I manage to get that big, that'll be an amazing milestone if I can actually get that big. Billion. Don't be weird on a live stream, bro. I'm not going to read that in public. I also don't display my live chats. Dude, just don't. That reflects more about you than it does about everybody else, dude. All right. We're at 29. Cool. And we're at 1 hour and 29 minutes. It means I'll be ending this shortly. I literally would just need one more like to get to 30 likes. Wow. We're still at 9 people. That means I'm going to have at least 9.5 watch hours from this, but probably closer to like 12 or 13 watch hours from this one video, this one live stream. These live streams are great for watch hours, I must say. $300 subs is 2 times more than when you first found the channel. Yeah, Jonah. Yeah, I think that is the case. It's been a while. This is amazing. Good one, Frogo. You're hilarious, bro. Talking about food, WT. You think mild is easier? Yeah, it can be, I guess. I mean, some people will find some things easier than others. Like people who have trouble visualizing won't find mild very easy, but like it really depends. Zal, do you have any questions about mild? Have you read the mild guides? Is there anything you'd like to learn or to know? 30. 30. What? It still shows 30. It still shows 29. But it shows 10 people. It still shows 29 though. But yeah, mild is really fun. I personally enjoy doing mild. I do it every single day. Really love it. All right, we're going into last questions. Okay. Anyone who has any last questions at all, I'm going to give you about a minute and a half due to the slow mode, and give you about a minute and a half to get in your last questions. Oh, cool. It may show 30 for me later. I'll have to check it out. Thank you, Frogo. Do I eat sometimes in lucid dreams, Billion? Yes, I do, actually, occasionally, but not often at all. I think the last time I ate in a lucid dream, I actually don't remember, honestly. There were a couple times where I tried and then had a false awakening change that kept me from actually doing it, but I don't eat much at all in lucid dreams. I'm usually too busy doing something else, like jumping into the air and flying, or trying to teleport, or something random some other times. It really depends, honestly. Fire ether, message retracted. Zavel, no, that's not what mild is. That's wild, bro. And it's not about focusing. It's about pass. Don't troll my live streams, Zavel. Yes, thanks, Jonah. You're awesome. Progress is progress. Mm-hmm. Barely under the CD. Put something on the table. Nobody else can. Thank you, Jenna. Also, yeah, I think one thing I add to the community that I think is more unique is the fact that of all the lucid dreaming YouTubers, keep in mind most of them spread mostly inaccurate stuff, but of all of them, I'm the only blind person. I think that's pretty unique. Thanks, Jenna. You're cool. Exactly, Boyan. Oh, good one, Frogo. You're hilarious. That's hilarious. The difference, Zavel, first off, I would go read the mild guys and the wild guys. Wild is about falling asleep while retaining passive awareness of an anchor. And mild is setting intention to recognize that you're dreaming and associating that intention to your dreams by deciding that you will recognize that you're dreaming, imagining a dream that you've had before, picking out dream signs or anything out of place. And then when you pick out each dream sign, remind yourself to recognize that you're dreaming of your decision. And then imagine, from any point in the dream that you recognize that it's a dream, you're dreaming, that you're lucid. Imagine doing things you want to do while lucid. Repeat for 15 to 20 minutes. 10:32 p.m. Thank you, Boyan, for showing up. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, sweet. Shows us at 31 now. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. This has been amazing. Oh my god, this has been amazing. This has been an awesome stream, guys. I want to thank you all. I am going to actually end here because it is after 5:30, and I need to check my phone to see if anyone tried to call me or text me in the last hour and a half. Especially since I didn't tell the family. But I'll answer these last few questions, the ones that got in, and then I'm heading out. So thank you all very much in advance for showing up, and I hope you have a good day. Frogo, what wild anchors have I tried, and wild's 32 likes for you? Well, I have done, I've imagined like my room spinning around. I've visualized scenes. I've just laid there and fallen asleep and just very slightly notice things like you're ringing my ears or something else. I've done a few different things. Auditory hypnagogia, if I get it at all, it is almost 90. It's like a 90% guarantee wild if I get auditory hypnagogia. Really like that. Thank you. May see you on Discord that today. My brother has friends over, and I'm no need of talking to these people. Thank you very much, Jen. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Thank you, Billion. Fire ether. Let's see. Hide user on this channel. I'll just remove. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I've heard about the religious war, but I haven't gotten involved with the Eld War. Jake Over, as you very well know, when it comes to my live streams, the streams come first, everything else comes after. Oh, what the heck? I don't know. All right, bye, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I probably should go see if the fire's still burning around Dream Cafe. Thank you very much, everyone, and do have a good one.